All right, so today we'll be looking at an Olympiad mathematics. 3 to the power of x minus 2 to the power of x equals 25, equals 65, sorry. So we're going to be solving this right away. All right, so what we're going to do first is to introduce a power. We'll introduce this power. We haven't done anything different right now because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times x is still, the equation is still the same. You understand? So what we're going to do again is we're going to introduce this denominator inside here. I'm going to leave this power as just 2. All right, so it will look like this: 3 to the power of x over 2 all squared minus 2 to the power of x over 2 all squared equals 65. Now at this point, we're going to say, let 3 to the power of x over 2 be a letter. Let 2 to the power of x over 2 be another letter. So let's do that. Let 3 to the power of x over 2 be m. And 2 to the power of x over 2 be letter n. So we'll have it now as m squared minus n squared equals 65. Are you saying that? So the next thing we're going to do, this is what we call difference of two squares. So we're going to say m plus n, m minus n equals what? 65. Now, we have multiples of 65. We have 1 and 65. We have 3 and 15. If I am right, yes. Okay, 3 and 5 and 13, sorry. So we have 5 and 13. We have 1 and 65. So in this scenario, we are going to use 13 and 5. So we're going to place it this way. 13 and 5. Now, I place this 13 here because m plus n will equal 13 and m minus n will equal 5. Why? Why? Because when we add, there's every tendency that we can get a big number like 13. But when we subtract, we can always get a small number. But if we say m minus n equals 13, it's likely impossible because when you're minusing, it's supposed to give you a lesser number, and when you're adding, it's supposed to give you a bigger number. So we'll equate this to this and equate this to this. So let's do that. M plus n equals to 13. M minus n equals 5. So when we solve, this will now be equation 1 and equation 2. So this will result to simultaneous equation. So this is m plus n equals 13, m minus n equals 5. Equation 1 and equation 2. So I can, let me make this one subject of formula. I'll make m subject of formula, so it will be 5 plus n when this one comes to this side. So this is what I'll be using to solve. So anywhere I see m, I'm going to substitute for this value. So we're using this one to solve. That's 5 plus n equals 13. And this will give us 5 plus 2n equals 13. When we collect like terms, we have 2n equals 13 minus 5. And here we have 2n equals 13 minus 5 will give us 8. Divide both sides by 2, we have 4. So our n is 4. Now we're going to go and look for letter m. What is the value for letter m? So I'll be wiping this other side so we can look for it. Look for the value quickly. Okay, so let me use the second equation. My m minus n equals 5. This is the question. So we don't know what the value of m is, but we know n to be 4 equals 5. Okay, so when we collect like terms, we have 5. I hope I'm right. All right, let's see. M minus n equals 5. And we're substituting the value for here to get. So when this one comes here, we have a plus 4 to give us m equals 9. So yeah. So our n is 4 and our m is 9. All right. So the next thing we are going to do, remember we said let 3 to the power of x over 2 be what? M. Is that not so? So if that is the case, 3 to the power of x over 2 is equal to 9. All right. Now we are going to simplify this by saying 3 to the power of x over 2 equals 3 to the power of 2. This strikes, and then we have 2 of x over 2 equals 2 over 1. Cross multiply, you have x to give us 4. Are you saying that? We're going to try again using n equals 4 and find the value of x. Our main question is what is the value of x, not m, not n. All right. So our n is 4. And remember we said 2 to the power of x over 2 is equals to m. 2x over 2 equals, what's the value of n? 4. So 2 to the power of x over 2 is equal to 2 to the power of 2. When we strike that out, we have x over 2 equals 2 over 1. Cross multiply, you have x to be 4 again. So what we're going to do now, since our x is the same number, we're going to check if we should substitute the value for x as 4 in this question given to us. Are we going to have a balanced equation? Let's find out. So from here, 3 to the power of x minus 2 to the power of x equals 65. 3 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 4 equals 65. What's 3 to the power of 4? That is 81. And what's 2 to the power of 4? That is 16. So when we subtract 81 minus 16, well, that give us 65. 11 minus 6 is 5. 7 minus 1 is 6. So we have 65 equals 65. So the equation is very balanced. Therefore, x is 4. Can you see how easy that one is?